Hello BuzzFamily and welcome to BuzzBarca. Today we'll be talking about some Barcelona transfer news, including players like Cancelo and Ansu Fati. We'll also be looking at Lamine Yamal's recent comments during an interview and some more Euro news. All that and much more. BuzzBarca. Starting off, it is not a surprise that Cancelo wants to stay at Barcelona, and in a recent interview he said, "I really like being at Barca. I am very comfortable here. My family, my daughter, my wife as well." It is no surprise that Cancelo wants to be part of this team. He's shown it over and over. His passion for the club is something that can't be underestimated. And a player like him would be a good backup in my opinion. I don't think he deserves a starting role, left back or right back. I think Hansi Flick, even if he wants him in his team, will be in a backup role or someone that can play up the field. It's also looking like for the left back spot, Balde will have some competition with Alex Valle during the preseason. It looks like those two are the front runners for the left back position. And on the right side, it's looking like Julian Araujo and Hector Fort, along with Koundé, can be playing that position. So that's why João Cancelo might not even make the team. Another defender, Eric Garcia, who's coming back from loan from Girona, is actually linked to stay at the club and not go back to Girona. To me, that's pretty exciting because I don't think he'll be used as a center back. I think he'll be used as a DM or someone who would actually go through preseason with Hansi Flick and maybe he can figure out what his best position is. If not, he might get sold and then generate funds. But I think we have a player here that Hansi Flick wants to look into and then we can see and proceed further. Inigo Martinez actually wants to stay at the club even though his second year of his 2-year contract has not been registered by Barcelona and it's looking like they don't want to register it anyways. It's sad to see that a player like him, who actually performed pretty decent throughout the season, doesn't want to actually leave the club even though Barcelona are telling him that we probably will not need you next season. Looking into the midfield, it is confirmed that Marc Casado has signed his contract till 2028. Hansi Flick really likes the profile of Casado and he sees him as a big player in his team for the future. So this preseason, we will 100% get to see Casado. We'll see what he can do. And maybe we don't have to look outside and into the transfer window to bring a center defensive mid into the team. Casado has been really good for Barca Athletic and he was the captain of their team. So it seems like there's something here and Hansi Flick believes he can get the best out of him. Pablo Torre, on the other hand, is looking to be loaned out once again for Barcelona this season. It seems like he's not ready, especially with his limited playing time at Girona last season. So we didn't really get to see much improvement. But for this coming up season, I don't think with their stacked midfield on paper and players that are coming in on the defensive side, it doesn't look like Pablo Torre will actually be in Hansi Flick's plans. So he might go out to loan in Girona or another Spanish club. That is what the rumors are saying. Ansu Fati also does not want to leave the club because, of course, who would want to leave Barcelona? And he will get a shot at preseason under Hansi Flick. So it'll be very exciting to see how he is going to be doing during that preseason because it's rumored that Nico Williams is the main front runner to come in on that left wing spot. And we've seen Ansu Fati, what he can do in his past before his knee injuries. So let's see if Hansi Flick can maybe do something and find something out of him and potentially keep him. If not, then I believe Barcelona are going to look to either sell him if they can. If not, they're going to loan him out. Finally, let's talk about Lamine Yamal and his comments recently during an interview. Lamine said, "I hope to become a Barca legend. I want to stay here and do my best for many years." It is clear that Lamine sees himself as a cornerstone for this team. He wants to be here long term and he loves the club. He's been here for his whole life and it's great to see from such a young player like him. It's great to see that Barcelona have already prepared their new contract proposal for Lamine Yamal in July 2025 when he will turn 18 years old. So all of that will be taken care of. He will have a 1 billion release clause in his contract as well, so he won't be going anywhere. One more thing that Lamine Yamal added near the end of his interview was, and I quote, "I tell the coach to let me go 1v1 the entire game. Anytime I take a defender on the first time, they begin to get scared." This is great to hear as a Barcelona fan because we haven't seen this in recent history. In the past, we've seen players like Messi and Neymar, obviously, attacking defenders, 1-2 players, doesn't matter how many, they can go through them. They're not afraid, right? They don't just get the ball and pass it back. They like to take the ball up, progress up the field. And hearing Lamine say that is actually very exciting. And we've seen him do that throughout the whole season. Players like Rafinha are not as direct, and even players like Ferran Torres and João Felix. But Lamine, on the other hand, isn't afraid, and we love that. And I can guarantee you that other Barcelona fans also really like this because he actually had the most sold kit for Barcelona this past season. So keep it up, Lamine. So that's gonna do it for today's video about Barcelona's transfer news and Lamine Yamal's comments during his recent interview. Drop a like and subscribe, it helps the channel out a ton. And see you next time. BuzzBarca.